Now I am trying to solve some series program using the for loop. So first one is 1, 4, 9, 16 and up to 10 terms. In series program we have to follow some tricks. Okay, so first trick is you have to write the position of the individual number. So position of the individual number is this is the first number, this is the second number, this is the third number, this is the fourth number, and so on. So the number from this serial number, we can, if I just going to square this number, so it becomes 1 and it becomes 4 and it becomes 9 and it becomes 16. So the series actually occur. Okay, so the loop will execute from 1 and how many terms? Up to 10 terms. Now what is the final value? The formula is, what is the difference between the first number and second number? The first number is 1 and second number is 2 and second number is 3. So increment is takes place here by 1. So the value changes, the how many terms it into the value changes here 1, so 1 into 10, so it is 10 terms. If the value is changes by 2 or 5, then this value, it means the value changes increment or decrement any one thing else here. So this value is multiplied by the number of terms. So as the value is increased here by 1, so 1 into 10, so last term is up to 10 terms. So I less than equals to 10, and as the value is increased by 1, so I plus plus, and then after within these braces I am going to just square the value of the individual of I and then print the value of I, and we can easily get the series. Okay, now come to the first series program. Okay, so you can see the loop is started from 1 and up to 10 terms, and I'm going to just power up the value with square. Okay, squaring the each and every individual positional value. Okay, now I'm going to run this program. What's happened? Let's see. Okay, the output is 1.0, 4.0, 9.0, 16.0, but it is still differ from the question. Okay, why? Because whenever we actually use the pow function, it always return the double data type. Okay, and for this reason it return with point values, and for this reason I am going to convert this double data type into the integer data type, and for this reason I am using the explicit typecasting. Okay, so I am going to convert this value in integer format. Okay, now I am just going to run the program again and let's see what's happened. Yes, the desired output like 1, 9, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36. Yes, as just same as for the question. Okay, so in this way the first series program is solved. Now the second series is 4, 8, 16, 32. So as per the first tricks, we have to write the serial number. So serial number is 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if I'm just going to square this number, 1 square, no, 4 is not generated. If I'm going to just cube this number, then it is become 1 cube, or maybe it is become if I'm going to cube this number, then 2 to the power cube means 8, but 3 to the power cube means 27, so not 16. Suppose if I am going to just multiply by this serial number by 4, then 1 into 4 it becomes 4, 2 into 4 it becomes 8, but 3 into 4 it becomes 12. So the number is not occur in this case. You can see by using the previous tricks this program is not going to solve. Now the second trick is, now I am going to write the 2 in between in below every number. Okay, now if I am going to just square this number, so 2 square it becomes 4, 2 to the power cube it becomes 8, 2 to the power 4 it becomes 16, 2 to the power 5 it becomes 32. So the logic is the 2 is going to square the cube 4, 5. So increment basically takes place in the power sections. So loop will start from 2 and up to how many terms? 10 terms. So as the initial value started from the 2 and the difference between the power value is by 1, so 1 into 10 means up to the final value must be 10, but as the loop is in start from the 2, so it is going to execute up to 11 to print the 10 terms. Now the value is increased by I plus plus, and within this we are going to just square the power the value 2 with the I. Okay, now come to the next question, the series 2. So you can see the initial value is 2 and final value is 11, and the power function is being used to power up the value to the power I, and the value will be converted into explicitly in integer type, and that's why I'm using here the explicit type conversion. And now I'm going to run the program. Okay, let's see what is the output. Yes, just as same as the question, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128. Okay, so in this way the series 2 program is solved. Now come to the third series program, 0726. Again I am just applying the same tricks. So write the serial number 1, 2, 3. Okay, now if I am going to just power this number, so what is the power? Square. So square becomes 1, this becomes 4. So from 4, 7 is not impossible to generate. So I am going to just cube this number. So 1 square 1, 2 cube it becomes 8. Okay, 8, and 3 cube, so 3 cube it becomes 27. And after generating this number, if I'm just going to subtract 1 from each individual number, then it becomes 0, it becomes 7, and it becomes 26. So this series is generated. So as the loop is start from the 1 to as the loop is start from the 1, so initial value of 1 is 1, and the increment takes place 1, 2, 3, increment takes place by 1. So up to 10 terms, 1 into 10, and as the value starting from the 1, so final value will be 10, and value will increase by 1, so 1 plus plus I plus plus. So within the loop we are going to just cube the number of which is basically stored in the variable I, and then after subtract by 1, then this series will generate. Now come to the next series program, that is series 3, and you can see the value is printed here like this, and cubing the each and every individual positional value, and then after I am going to subtract it by -1 by 1 actually, and the value is transformed into the integer value, because it is a power function always return the double data type value, and that's why explicit type conversion actually we used here. And now I'm going to run the program. Okay, so 0, 7, 26, 63, 124 is, yes, it is just same as the question. So the fourth series is 2, 5, 10, 17. So I am going to apply the same tricks. So I am going to write the serial number of this individual number 1, 2, 3 and 4 like this. And if I am going to square this number, then it becomes 1, and this becomes 4, this becomes 9, this becomes 16. Now if I am going to I'm just adding the value 1 with individual numbers. So 1 plus 1 and 4 plus 1, 9 plus 1 and 16 plus 1, then it becomes 2, and this becomes 5, this becomes 9, and it becomes 17. So the series will generate. So so you can see the loop will start from the 1. So loop will start from 1. After 1, as the value is increased by only 1, so up to 10 terms, in 1 into 10, so loop will execute up to 10, and then after as the value increased by 1, so it is I plus plus. And within this looping statement, we are going to square the I value, and then after add 1 to it, then the series will generate. Now come to the next series program, series 4. Okay, the value is already written here, that is I starting from 1 to 10, and it is going to squaring up the value, and then after it is going to add with plus 1. So in this portion you can see I am just adding the squaring value, squared value with plus 1, and then after it is going to convert the value into the explicitly in integer type, as the power function always written the double data type. Now I'm going to run the program, and you can see the output is 2, 5, 10, 17, 26, 37. Yes, it is just same as for the question. Okay, now come to the fifth program, series program, 1, 2, 4, 7, 11. So if I am going to apply the previous trick, so I am going to write down the position. So it becomes 1, it becomes 2, it becomes 3, it becomes 4 and 5 and so on. So after squaring this number, no, 2 square, it is 2. So if I am just going to cube, no. So if I am just to subtract, plus, addition, multiplication, nothing can be generated. Okay, right? Now I'm just writing the index number instead of this serial number. So as the index number start from 0, so this index number is 0, and this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. Okay, like this way. For this special type of series program, I am going to declare a variable and assign its initial value with 1. So and this value must be initialized before the starting of the loop. So suppose I am declaring here the value of k equals to 1, and loop will start from 0. As the loop has started from 0, so up to 10 terms, and increment is takes place by 1. So the last term will be 1 into 10 means 10, but as the value is started from 0, so it will execute up to 9, so less than 10, and then after I plus plus. Okay, now within this loop I am going to add this k value with I. So k equals to k plus I, and then after I am going to print this value of k. Okay, in this portion I am just print the value of k. So now if I am just execute or dry run the program here, then at the very first time, so k value is initial value is 1, so 1 plus I means 1 plus 0, so k becomes 1. So value of k becomes 1, and 1 is printed here, so this is printed. Now then after I becomes 1. Okay, now I increased and it is up to 1, and it is when I equals to 0. So now k equals to k plus I. So previous k value is already 1, and now the I value is 1. So 1 plus 1, that is 2, and it is stored in variable 2. K. So 2 is stored in variable k, and now k is printed, and value of k is 2. So 2 is print here. Now after then I becomes 3. I becomes 2. So k equals to k plus 2. So in previous k value is 2, and 2 plus 2. Now so k becomes 4. Now 4 is print. So this one 4 is printed. Now I equals to 3. Then what is the value of k? K equals to k plus I. Now the value of k is 4. So 4 plus 3 equals to 7. Now 7 is going to print here, and the value of k is 7. And now if the value of I is 4, then k equals to k plus I, and the value previous value of k is, or current value of k is 7. So k 7 plus value of I is 4. So 4, this is 11, and k is printed here, so 11. So in this way this series actually basically print. So the previous tricks by using the index, writing the position and using this position, the series will generate it in the previous series program, but this series program is little bit working differently by using the index number and assign a extra variable before starting the loop. Okay, now come to the next question, series 5, and you can see the loop will started from 0 to up to 10 terms, and as the value you can see the LCV or loop control variable here is I, and I is starting from as it is 0, so loop is continued up to 9. It means less than 10, because as the initial value is 0, if it is 1 then it is up to less than equals to 10. So that's why I'm not using the equal sign in this portion. Okay, so in this portion basically, okay, so only less than 10, and then after I'm going to add j equals to j plus I, and then print the value of j, right? So now let's run the program, and what's the output? Let's see. Yes, 1 2 4 7 11 16. Okay, it is just same as for the question given. So the program is actually working correctly.